What's good? What's good? It's good, everybody. This is Dennis Sperling with a special broadcast. And the question that I'm going to ask you all is, how much is a black man's life worth in America? Today, Amber Geiger was sentenced to 10 years for killing Bothan Jean or Bothan Jean, a black man who is from the Caribbean islands, who has ancestry there. But that didn't matter. It didn't matter that he was a graduate of a prestigious university, and he was a up-and-coming accountant, CPA at Price Waterhouse. It didn't matter that his mother testified that her life has been in shambles since his murder. It didn't matter that this black man was only 27 years old and didn't have any children, no criminal record. None of that mattered. Because as I have come to understand from my 45 years living in the United States as a black man's life is not worth that much. Let me say that again. A black man's life is not worth that much in the United States, and it never has been. I was once in a grocery store and struck up a conversation with a white man, and he said, you know, I understand Black Lives Matter, but to me, all lives matter. And I said, no, that's incorrect. I said, all lives don't matter because black lives don't matter. Specifically, black men's lives don't matter. If they mattered, then this woman would have gotten more than 10 years in prison, of which she'll probably do 5, 6, 7 years. Get out early for probation. That's less time than people get for stealing jackets and getting caught with marijuana. I know people in prison now for $20, $30 worth of marijuana, 25 years. So what that tells me to the judicial system, that my life as a black man in the United States is not worth more than a $25 bag of weed. That's what that tells me. So I'm not going to believe the point, but what I would like to add to you brothers and sisters who are from overseas, you're from Africa, you're from the Caribbean, your cute accent and your culture is not going to save you from the white man's bullets, and it's not going to up the value of your life. Remember Amadou Diallo, 1999? They shot him 41 times in a New York stairwell, and all he was doing was going out to get something to eat. You remember him? That was an African brother. Right up to brother Jean, Bo as they call him, Bothan Jean. This brother was from the Caribbean. But the police didn't care about his culture. They only saw that his black skin, and they recognized that if they were to be penalized, they weren't going to be penalized that much because they were killing a black man. Now, of course, 10 years out of your life is a significant amount of time, but Ms. Amber, she'll rebound. She's going to come back out of jail and have a white system that's going to uplift her and take care of her. She'll probably be better off in 10 years than most of you are right now, after doing 10 years in prison, which she probably won't do, by the way. But something that strikes me mighty peculiar, and I'm using my grandmother's words, a woman from Mississippi, strikes me mighty peculiar that before she was sentenced, one of the black female correctional officers went and touched up on her hair to make sure her hair was pretty. I thought that was mighty peculiar. It's almost like she said, Miss Ann, I'm gonna make you look pretty. This is not gonna hurt something bad. That I will be with you the whole time. I'm gonna make sure I take care of you, Miss Ann. And then after that was over, we just thought that was a fluke. Then after that happened, the judge came down from the bench and embraced this convicted murderer and gave her what seemed to be a pep talk or a speech to uplift her spirits. I didn't see her speak to the Bothan Jean family. She didn't go hug Bothan Jean's mother, did she? Maybe the life is not that much. Maybe our lives don't mean that much to those two black women either. Maybe those is two people. I'm a lawyer, but I never had a judge come down and give my client a hug. I've never had a judge come down and give me a hug from the stands. I mean, I'm happy that she was convicted. I'm happy that she's doing some time, if that's what you want to call it, 10 years. I mean, it doesn't seem like it's a fair amount of time for taking somebody's life who was totally innocent, a man sitting in his living room eating ice cream after a hard day's work. Somehow to me, that doesn't seem like justice. Now, I know that they can file the prosecutors can file a motion for new trial and file a motion for judgment notwithstanding the verdict and ask the judge to give her 20 years and disregard what the jury sentencing was. But hell, the judge is out here giving this woman hugs. It's almost like she didn't want her to get convicted in the first place. My God, and she'd be down on the ground and, kissing a woman's feet and praying they're not treated too bad if she got more than 10 years, it seems like. That's a despicable display, and it shows biasness. And whoever that judge was needs to be reprimanded. At least somebody needs to pull her coattail. You have people out here who are hurt, people out here who are sorry. And now we elected these black judges and black folks to represent our interests, and now they out here hugging this woman who is a convicted murderer who has put racist statements on Pinterest about Dr. Martin Luther King, and this judge is out here hugging this woman. And you got a sheriff or a bailiff, fixing this woman's hair. I mean, we complain when the arresting officers went and brought Dylan Ruth to get a Burger King hamburger. And now we got people, we said, oh, that's just racist white people looking out for their own. And now we got judges out here hugging women this woman who said she was when asked if she was I'm a racist too. Who does that? I mean, how much Miss Ann in you do you have, counselor, judge? How many is being a politician that important? You want to seem fair and impartial? Is that what it was? You don't want to lose any white votes? I gave the woman a hug. I'm good. I tried to show her compassion. Please don't treat me like please don't treat me like I was biased against her just because she was white. I did the best I could, y'all. I mean, come on, Judge, hold your position. I mean, I don't want to get too deep in this. Really, my message is to you young brothers especially you black men. I want you to hear me and hear me out. I want you to listen to me very carefully. I am in my house in the Caribbean. And I determined that after 2016, after all that commotion that I saw with Donald Trump, I recognized then that America is about to go through a tumultuous period. I have been acclimating my children to countries that have people that look like them in it. So when the time is for them to get away from that foolishness, then they will be. They'll be ready to. For you brothers and sisters that think that you want to stay in America and fight it out, you go right on ahead. Me and mine, we're going to be somewhere else. I'm sure there were a lot of people who when Nazi Germany who thought we were just going to stay here and fight it out. They won't be us. And a lot of them end up murdered. 6 million Jewish people murdered. And I'm sure many of them thought that Surely no one is that unreasonable that they wouldn't turn on us like that. We're German citizens. But I smell, let me see, some of y'all don't believe fat meat is greasy. It's crazy in the United States right now. And I suggested if you can, then you begin to prepare to take yourself somewhere else, whether it's Africa or somewhere in the Caribbean or somewhere where the people look like you, where you can blend in real easy and let this storm blow over. You don't go stand outside in a hurricane. You seek cover. And if you can see what I see, when a black man, the best of us, this is the best of us. They don't have, if they could have found some dirt on this man, they would have found it. They didn't find anything on this man. He was one of the best of us. If his life is worth so little, then how much do you think the rest of us is worth? I don't care if you're a doctor, a lawyer, a politician, whoever you are. If this young man could be snuffed out and this woman barely receive any punishment behind it, that should let you know where you stand. And see, I'm not one to stay where I'm not wanted. Take your millions of dollars and leave. You're not gonna have a stolen people cannot have peace on a stolen land. I've said that several times, not only here, but also in my writings. A stolen people will never have peace on a stolen land. And so you brothers, especially you brothers, you need to get out of there. You need to start making your way to go somewhere else. Now, I'm not advocating any sort of violence or anything like that, but I'm just saying this is not somewhere I want to be. And if nothing ever happens, hopefully nothing ever happens, no violent outbreaks ever happen. But why would you want to spend your whole life and never have anywhere else to go and never experience what it's like to just be able to blend in and be treated just like a citizen and not worry about people looking at you because of the color of your skin? Why would you want to stay in the United States and do that? Some of y'all say, well, we're staying here, we want our reparations. I hope you get it. And if you get it, I want some too. I'm entitled to it too, but I'm gonna tell you something. I don't think you're ever gonna get it, and if you do get it, it's gonna have so many strings attached and that you're gonna wish you didn't get it. There's gonna be death attached to that. You think they're gonna let you take that money and go away? I hope you get it. I hope you get it. I hope you get what you asked for. But sometimes what you ask for is not what you need. Instead, what you need is a plan, folks. And I'm talking to my brothers. This should be depressing to you brothers to see what happened to this young man. This woman walked in this man's house, identified him as a black man, and shot him through his heart in his own house, sitting on his own couch that he pays for, or his own apartment that he pays for. And she's only gonna go to jail for 10 years and really probably 5 years. She'd be out. Donald Trump will be still president by the time she gets out. She'll get a GoFundMe account, probably get a job working at one of these conservative radio shows. Get a book deal, what her life was like, rebuilding my life. You boys better get on up out of there. Listen to me. You better get yourself, or you better groom yourself to leave. Your life is not valuable there, fellas. You can accumulate all the wealth and fame in the world, and they will lynch you like they did Bill Cosby. I don't have anything else to say about this. My condolences to the Bothan Jean's family. And we will either get justice on this earth or in heaven. That's all I have to say. God bless you all, and have a good night.